Yo, so I want to get a little information there about ozone therapy and my experiences with ozone therapy and how I know that it's legit protocol. Ozone generators, you know, those cheap ass things you can buy for 30, 40 quid, 30, 40, $50 on Amazon that either do the air, or you can buy one the same price, very similar price, that does the water as well, ozonates the water. How do I know it's legit? You know, I read the book Flood Your Body with Oxygen by Patrick McCabe, which, by the way, I highly recommend people read. That's how I got into this ozone therapy. I'd heard of ozone therapy before, intravenously, but I'd also heard about the ozone generators for removing the smell, but not particularly for health. So I read that book, and it seemed legit, very powerful. It's one of the best books I've ever read on ozone therapy, to be quite honest with you. Very powerful shit. And I thought, okay, I need to experiment, because what he's saying, Patrick McCabe is saying, makes sense. He said a lot of people report amazing benefits from the ozone therapy, the ozone cheap machines, and it's not even using pure oxygen. Yeah, this is using the air, so it's got nitrogen in the air as well that it converts into ozone. So it's not converting just pure oxygen, which would be even more powerful. But I know that the ozone therapy alone, just converting air, those cheap ones are legit. Now, how do I know? So I bought the cheap £30 ozone machine, which you can probably hear is going off in the background. Actually, let's show you. There we go. It's on in the background there, making that noise. I put it at half an hour, and I'll just keep going with that. But anyway, the first time I used it, I put it on for half an hour, and closed the windows in my room, and my lungs started aching. And I read in Patrick McCabe's book that was a sign that the ozone is digging deep into the lungs as you breathe it in, and my lungs, what it does is the oxygen, the ozone unstable O3 molecule attaches to any poisons in my lungs, and that causes irritation in the lungs as the poison as it gets in through the breath, through the air, into my lungs, and starts attaching to these free radicals and toxins that are deep within my lungs that have been stored in there, that haven't fasted out, they're still inside, and it causes irritation. Now, that's the interpretation Patrick McCabe get, and it made sense to me based on the science that he was talking about, and I explained a little bit in a very simple way there, versus what the mainstream believe ozone therapy is dangerous for, because the mainstream, normal people, also notice that it causes lung irritations, but they think that that's a bad thing. And Patrick McCabe talks about in his book that it's not a bad thing. It's detox. It's detox. It means that the poisons are coming out of the lungs. It's irritating the throat and the lungs, because this is where the poisons are, as the oxygen attaches to that molecule. It's a hexacalea reaction. It's a detox reaction. It's important for you to remember that. And so the first day I did it, I got that. I got the pain in my lungs, but also the first day I did it, I got major mucus coming out of my nose constantly. Even after I left the room, my room, I ozonated my room for an hour and left it, and the whole day at work, and the next day afterwards, for 2-3 days afterwards, I got this mucus coming out of my nose constantly. I had to blow my nose constantly at work. It was crazy. And when it was going on, I thought, well, this is either detox, like Patrick McCabe says, or this thing is generally bad for me. And what happened after 2-3 days is, I kept using the ozone, and I actually stepped up the protocols, even doing 2 hours to 3 hours every day. And guess what? The mucus in my lungs, the mucus from my nose, stopped coming out, and the lung irritation stopped happening. And therefore, I knew from that moment it wasn't dangerous like the mainstream and the brainwashing says. It's just one of those things that they tell you, that one of many things that society tells you that's a lie. Like urine therapy is a waste product, key lie. Suns causes skin cancer, key lie. Sun gazing is dangerous, key lie. Another key lie, a key lie for them. Ozone therapy from the cheap ass machines, because it's not pure oxygen, is dangerous because it irritates the lungs. I mean, people are getting muddled up between detox. Same with urine therapy. When they try it, they get sick after urine therapy and sun gazing. Then they're getting muddled up with detox and fucking healing. And ozone therapy is 100% legit. I've just had it 10 days away from home, right? I've had 10 days travelling and meeting up with cool people in Liverpool, and I come back to ozone therapy again, and now I can feel my bowels moving just from ozonated air, and I can feel it. I can feel the detox going quicker. And now that I've had that gap from it and coming back to it, now I notice the difference more. Whereas if I'm always doing it, it's more subtle, except from when I told you about the beginning when I got the major mucus. That's how I know it's legit. So these are my reference experiences. My message here is reference experiences are fucking powerful. Realize that references are powerful, and you can undo brainwashing and find the true ways to health by experimentation with your body, recognizing that detox is just detox. It's not the modality is not working. It's just that your body's poisonous and it needs to come out. And how does it come out? It manifests in some kind of detox reaction, headache, nausea, sickness, mucus coming out your lungs. That's called detox. That's called the body's healing itself. The poisons, that's called the poisons from deep within are coming out. And that's called being healthy. Because what happens to mainstream people? They never detox, and that poison stays in, and it digs deeper and digs deeper and deeper. And you know what? It might feel fine in the short term, but in the long term it's going to cost you. Boom. Have a lovely day.